This week's vlog question raises a point that we hope many, if not everyone in our church, will begin to consider. How can I leverage my workplace for greater gospel influence? The writer asked, I've heard rumors that I'm supposed to be able to use summit counseling seminars to leverage my workplace for gospel influence. My first impression is that that sounds awkward and intrusive, like I'm telling people they've got issues or need help. But I'm also worried about putting up Christian materials that might be offensive to some people who visit my workplace. But I'd at least like to hear what you've got to say. How would this work? Now, I appreciate the candor of your question because I think it raises many important points that we need to consider. The reality is that God has called you to your workplace, and because of that, good ministry should also be good business. God desires that you represent Him well in the job in which He has placed you. Going out of business or getting fired does not represent Christ well, either to your Christian peers who are considering similar opportunities, or a lost world that may already think that Christians are weird and out of touch. Now, initially, we can start with something that has little to do with your formal work role, and that's simply building relationships. As you befriend people in your workplace, if they share a life struggle that you don't quite feel equipped to care for, then we want Summit Counseling and Bridgehaven to be a resource that you can recommend with confidence. That A, your friend will be well cared for, and B, they will be pointed towards Christ in their area of struggle. Now, my biggest pointer for you in this kind of scenario is don't quit being their friend just because you refer. The long-term connection to Christ and the church will not be through a formal counseling relationship, but through your personal friendship. One of the things that we're aiming to do in counseling is to be effective counselors so that the person has a positive experience in their area of struggle in order to add to your relational capital so that you can further influence them for Christ. Now, let's move on to the more formal leveraging of your workplace. And to engage with that, I would encourage you just to ask the question, where in my workplace are we already promoting other community events and area businesses? Chances are your answer would be something like our waiting room, our break room, our point of sale, or similar venues in your workplace where there's posters and magazines, business cards, and brochures. This is the easiest place to start because all you need to do is what your organization is already doing. You can ask to put out posters or a few flyers for some of the counseling seminars that we offer. These seminars address high felt need areas like marriage, insecurity, grief, subjects like that. As customers and clients enter your workplace, those who resonate with that particular event, they share that struggle or that's a point of enrichment that they want to focus on, we can trust God that they're going to be the ones to notice and pick up those materials. Those for whom that is not a point of interest, chances are they're not going to pick those up. Now, think of it this way. This is where you can partner with other Christians in workplaces across Raleigh-Durham and the surrounding area. We want people to frequently be saying something like this. I know I need to work on my marriage. And I've seen this same event. It's been promoted at my dentist, at my pharmacist, at my mechanic, and at the restaurant where I ate lunch. God must be trying to tell me something. And we want to be able to say, yes, God is trying to get their attention, and He wants to do so maybe through your point of sale. Now, you may raise the concern, if I do this, am I promoting one church over all the other churches? I think there's several points that can resolve this legitimate question. One, this is why we created Bridgehaven Counseling Associates. We want these events to serve all the churches in our area, and we knew it would take a parachurch organization in order to accomplish that. One organization that many churches, if not most or all of the churches in our area, can begin to trust, as these folks do excellent care in the way of Christian counseling, and we trust them. Now, each of the seminars that you would be promoting launch a ministry, whether that be a recovery group, a form of premarital mentoring, or something similar. And any of those ministries can be run by any church in our area. Now, both the seminars that you would be promoting and the leadership training that would be needed in whatever way for those who would run it in area churches, those are offered completely free. Those are available live event and in video training that any church or other ministry in the area that wants to run those can do so. So in that regard, tell your friends who attend other churches that it would also be good for them to come so that they can take and use these ministries that we're creating in their churches as well. And so by promoting these events, what a Christian business owner is doing, they are strengthening and equipping every church in the area while also communicating to their customer, we don't just want your business. We want to care for you as a person. And we believe that letting you know about these events is one more way that we believe we can do that and care for you. Now, there are plenty of other ways that you may be able to use Summit Counseling and Bridgehaven resources to leverage your workplace for gospel influence. But hopefully these two ideas that I've presented will spark more creativity for you. Below this video, I'll include several links that will connect you with the various ministries that we offer and tell you how you can take some next steps in leveraging your workplace.